Gareth Southgate was in charge of the Three Lions for almost 8 years, and during that time, he took them to 2 Euro finals. Within that time, his squads have continually evolved. But do you remember his first ever lineup? Fun fact, only 2 of them are still on the team. Southgate took charge of England, initially on a caretaker basis. In September 2016, after Sam Allardyce's sudden departure, he took charge of his first game against Malta in October 2016. And in goal on that day was Joe Hart. At the time, he was the main man for both England and Manchester City, having played a large part in their Premier League win. This was until Pep Guardiola took charge of the Citizens and decided he needed a ball-playing goalkeeper. He was thus replaced at the club level and subsequently faded from international recognition too. After some low-key moves elsewhere, he settled at Celtic for the past couple of years. He has tasted success in Scotland, picking up back-to-back league titles and multiple domestic trophies too. He is now retired. The first of the only 2 players still in the squad is Kyle Walker at right back. He had a shocking Euro final and could be held responsible for at least one of Spain's goals, but he has been a steady fixture for Southgate for years. He left Tottenham in 2017 and joined Manchester City, where he has had massive success, winning 6 Premier League titles and a Champions League. His key trait, which is his pace, has stayed with him through the years, making him one of the best right-backs in the league to date. Now at 34, he will probably only have the 2026 World Cup if he has a chance of winning something with England. The other player still in the squad is John Stones, having just joined Manchester City that summer. The Englishman has grown leaps and bounds under Guardiola to become one of the best at his position in the league. He has even had games where he stepped into midfield, and this has increased his versatility. Given his previous tournament experience and the fact that he is usually a regular starter for his club when fit, it's no surprise that Southgate once again relied on him at Euro 2024. At 30, he still has a few years left to lift an international trophy. Moving on to Stone's partner that day, we have former Chelsea man Gary Cahill. He played 191 times for the Blues, winning numerous trophies along the way, and it was no surprise that he was a favorite at the international level too. After leaving Stamford Bridge back in 2019, Cahill would join Crystal Palace to be reunited with Roy Hodgson, with whom he had previously worked for England. He would spend 2 years at Selhurst Park before a short spell at Bournemouth, later announcing his retirement from the game in November 2022. At left back was a player many thought would be the next Ashley Cole, Ryan Bertrand. It's fair to say that comparison was premature, as he never really got anywhere close to fulfilling his potential. The left back really came into his own during a 6-year spell with Southampton, and his consistency at St Mary's saw him rewarded with England caps at a time when the country wasn't blessed with many left back options. He signed with Leicester in 2021 but only made 4 appearances for the Foxes up until 2023, when they were relegated. This led to the expiration of his contract, and he stayed out of the game for a year, finally announcing his retirement in June of 2024 at just 34. In midfield, a player who was also a steady fixture until recently was Jordan Henderson. The midfielder captained Liverpool in the post-Steven Gerrard era and helped deliver a Champions League and long-awaited Premier League to Anfield. He made the highly controversial move to Saudi Arabia in 2023 when he could no longer be guaranteed minutes under Klopp. The headlines on the move were very negative, especially when he went out of his way to say he didn't do it for money. Nevertheless, it only lasted 6 months as his family wasn't settled in the Middle East and his contract was mutually terminated. He then joined Ajax in the winter, but it wasn't enough to revive his international career as he missed out on the Euro squad. A player whose career has taken a massive downturn since then is Dele Alli, once a great attacking midfielder whose ability to arrive late in the box and score goals drew comparisons with the likes of Frank Lampard. Alli's career has nosedived in the past couple of seasons in particular. A dreadful end to his spell at Spurs followed a nightmare at fellow Premier League side Everton before the now 28-year-old tried to reignite his career in Turkey with Besiktas. His appearance on a podcast with Gary Neville, where he opened up about some of the struggles he faced both growing up and while in football, has certainly added context to why he failed to reproduce his former form. Best wishes to him. Now onto a true legend for the Three Lions, Wayne Rooney. He was well out of his peak years in 2016 and was being deployed in midfield for both club and country. England's record goalscorer until Harry Kane surpassed him. Rooney returned to Everton at the club level a year after the game against Malta, before then enjoying spells at DC United in Derby County to round off his playing career. The now 38-year-old has made his way into management since retiring and, after a decent spell with Derby, has gone on to have terrible spells in charge of DC United and Birmingham. He is now at Plymouth Argyle, where he will be hoping to make a positive impact. On the right wing that day was former Arsenal man Theo Walcott. You may not believe it, but the Englishman was a force to be reckoned with that season, enjoying his second-best campaign and scoring 19 goals in 37 games across all competitions with the Gunners. His inclusion in the team was therefore virtually guaranteed, given that a lot of what made Walcott stand out was his sheer pace. His decline in recent seasons was perhaps to be expected, and the Gunners duly sold him in January 2018 to Everton. After 3 years at Goodison Park, the winger made a return to where it all started with Southampton and spent the final 3 years of his career at St. Mary's. He left in 2023 and subsequently announced his retirement from the beautiful game at just 34. Before the likes of Rashford and Grealish would come along to claim the left wing position, it first belonged to Jesse Lingard. Under Mourinho, he was a heavy favourite for Manchester United and made his mark on multiple occasions, therefore earning his place for England. His form, however, tailed off significantly in the years after that, and it was a lone spell at West Ham where he bagged 9 goals in 16 Premier League games that saw him catch the eye again. This led to a move to newly promoted Nottingham Forest, where he was expected to shine but failed to register a goal or assist in the league during his stay. He was therefore unable to break back into the England team, and to date, his last appearance was in 2021. He now plays in South Korea for FC Seoul. At centre forward was former Liverpool sharpshooter Daniel Sturridge. The striker came into that season off the back of scoring 13 goals in just 25 games the previous campaign and clearly still had the backing of Southgate, even though he was no longer a regular at the club level. As most football fans will know, Sturridge's career was blighted by injuries, and his inability to stay fit was a major blow to him after 2016. It was no surprise then that he only managed one-year spells with the likes of West Brom, Trabzonspor, and Perth Glory before going into what seems like his next career, punditry. Do you think Southgate's time in charge was a success? Let us know in the comments. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any new videos. See you in the next one. Bye.